a bunch of buddies, and all of a sudden you step out, they pay you good money to play football, and all of a sudden the expectations level of you raise tenfold. The world became a lot smaller for me because I couldn't go out and be the kid that I had been. And that all changed in 1 week when we went to camp.
He's not terrible. They're only 36 OT on
They really followed John. I mean, the Elway watch, you know, they were concerned about what he ate for lunch and what he was doing. Everything that John did was reported. It was crazy. I mean, it was, you know, you documented his hair getting cut. You documented, you know, his walking to and from, you know, the dorm room to the cafeteria. The passion that the fans have in this town is beyond belief. Going to training camp the next day, every move, what you eat, getting a haircut is a big deal. Hesitancy, little things like that, a lot of times get blown out of proportion and turn into a lot bigger deals than they really are. My expectations were higher than the expectations that people were putting on me. Therefore, I had to live up to my own expectations and not theirs.
It's interesting on a young man with the publicity that an Elway has had, even the football teams, you can tell that it's got their attention. Everybody's craning their neck to see what he's going to do.
First snap I ever took. I mean, Jack Lambert's standing across me in Pittsburgh, my first regular season. Jack Lambert's across me playing middle linebacker. No teeth, he's snarling, he's spitting, he's yelling at me, and I'm going, God, you can have all the money back. You can just blink me out of here right now, I'll go be an accountant. But that was pretty intimidating, seeing him and realizing what the NFL was all about. But there's no question, that first year was frustrating.
Nothing comes easy in the NFL, and while Elway may have been hailed as a savior, it was he who often needed saving. From the beginning of his Broncos career, however, his athletic skills were evident. He could scramble to make plays. He could catch the ball. And he had perhaps the strongest arm the NFL had ever seen. Rookie year, all those skills culminated in a comeback against the team that had picked, then traded him.
4th down and 2 Broncos. Elway is back. Here comes the safety blitz.
It was an easy pass for me. I just dumped in the ball and he did the rest of the work from there.
Will Hyde at the 10. Will Hyde at the 5. Will Hyde to the goal. Touchdown! 4th and 2, and the Broncos get the touchdown to go ahead.
Being able to do that my rookie year helped my confidence, and plus it was a great feeling to do it against the Colts.
3 years later, Elway guided his team to the AFC Championship.
The dog bones were everywhere, of course, during that game. I just thought, you know, Superman kind of picking up the big dog bone was kind of appropriate at the time. The end zones were flailing them all over the place. They were, you know, all over.
But against the Dogs, the Broncos were underdogs.
This is what we've been working for a long time. Let's go out and have some fun, man. Let's get active for this ball.
For John, you know, going into his 4th year, you know, not win a playoff game, and, you know, people saying, hey, you can't win a playoff, and you can't get to the Super Bowl, da-da-da-da-da.
The Browns took a 7-0 lead after a Bernie Kosar touchdown pass. The legs of John Elway carried Denver back into the game. His run set up a touchdown, and the Broncos gained a 10-7 advantage. After 2 Cleveland field goals and another Kosar touchdown toss, the Broncos trailed 20-13. The game appeared to be over. After the ensuing kickoff was down at the Broncos' own 1.5-yard line with less than 6 minutes left in regulation.
as that drive started, looking at John's eyes, that fierce look of determination came there.
It's total concentration. I can remember the only thing that has kind of gone down in the history books was Keith Bishop saying, we got him right where we want him.
No, about the 1.5. Still 5 minutes to go, but they need something out of this drive. Come on, Johnny!
That first 10 or 0-2, 5 minutes to go in the game, and we needed a touchdown just to get an overtime.
With every completed pass, John became more confident.
Come on, Johnny! All right!
Once we got a couple first downs, then, I think that at that point in time, it felt like we were rolling.
Empty wide right. Mitchell, the H-back. Elway to pass on first down. The pass for Sewell. Got it and keeps it at the 48-yard line, and was he hammered. Now they are faced with a 3rd and 18.
In 2-minute situations where you got to get lucky, there's no question we were lucky on this situation because the crowd was so loud.
42 seconds to go. Broncos at the Cleveland 5. 3rd down and a yard. Come on, guys. Come on. Stick it to him, baby. Stick it to him. Snap to Elway. The look. The throw. Touchdown to Mark Jackson. 98.5-yard drive.
I threw that one hard, and Harrison's hand just missed the ball when it was going through there. That was in my 4th year in the league. And so that was really kind of my coming out party. That got me over the hump as far as people respecting me as a player.
The game went into overtime, where Elway led the Broncos 60 yards to set up a Rich Karlis field goal attempt.
This will be a 32-yard drive. They'll win it in overtime.
I was able to fulfill some of the expectations that people thought of me when I came into the league. For us to be able to start on our own 2 and go 98 to get into overtime, something I'll always remember.
We actually are going to the Super Bowl. That was the ultimate.
I got to be honest with you, I haven't been back to Cleveland since the drive. And actually, I'm still wondering if, because when I went there, the fire hydrants were all painted orange with my numbers on them. I'm just wondering if the paint's worn off yet.
He was trying to do it all himself. Elway was the whole team, and unfortunately, at that point in time, he really didn't have, much of a supporting cast around him.
If it hadn't been for John, we would have never been there. He was the catalyst.
Elway may have been the catalyst, but the results in his first 3 Super Bowls were cataclysmic. Denver managed to take a 10-9 lead over the Giants in the first half of Super Bowl 21 before things fell apart.
In the case of the Giants, out in the Rose Bowl, I think they faced a better team.
Ourselves had convinced that team, even though they got all the way to the Super Bowl doing things one way, to turn it completely around, go the other way. By the time we figured it out, it was too late.
The fans remained loyal through it all.
They'd given us a good season. They'd made us proud. We're a Cinderella team. We weren't even supposed to be there.
A 56-yard bomb on Denver's first play from scrimmage in Super Bowl 22 helped give the Broncos a 10-0 lead over the Redskins.
I can't explain what happened in that game.
What happened was Doug Williams, who threw 4 touchdown passes in one of the greatest performances in Super Bowl history.
We know it was a good team, but we keep going in front of the world and looking like idiots, and sticking our elbow in our soup right in front of the Queen, We know we're better than this, but we were really ready for losing. We were ready to lose again.
Well, we lost 3 in 4 years. Now we didn't get beat. We got embarrassed.
Against the 49ers in Super Bowl 24, the Broncos never had a chance.
49ers were definitely better. The score is probably indicative of how much better they were.
I think that we just
just got in some bad matchups. We got in situations where we take